Do you ever check your bank balance? Do you check it like at the end of the month, in the middle of the month, and you're like, oh my God, where did all my money go? You're not alone. You're not alone. And I can tell you, I know where my money goes. It goes to bills. It goes to groceries. It goes to kids. It goes to it goes to everything. I'm going to break down a simple way to budget to help you take control of your finances and actually make your money work for you. I'm living proof because in October, I got a reality check. I'm like, I have no money left. After paying all my bills, I had to work two jobs, side hustle, and all of that stuff. I don't want to live like that. I want to have my days off. I still rarely have a day off because I'm getting out of my financial crisis, and that's what I call it. So, what we're going to first do is get to know your income. You want to tally up what you make every paycheck and you want to write it down. And then make sure you put after taxes. You want to work with the minimal income that you have because we want to be realistic in case some things just don't work out. So write down your income. For instance, I wrote down my income for the first paycheck in March. I did get a raise. Amen to that. I currently make, after taxes, I bring home approximately $2,100, and 50 of it automatically goes to my savings. And I do have a second job, and that money varies. It can vary from 500 to 200. This past paycheck, it was actually $969. And that's because I worked tirelessly and I worked myself till I was tired. So now I'm paying the price. I'm so exhausted, I can't work all of this week. So, a lesson that I've learned from that is to pace myself and stop rushing things because now I'm too tired to work job number two. And now I've got to work Saturday just to have a little bit of income. I've only got 5 hours and the 8 hours that I will have on Saturday. So that check will not be like the last check, which was $969. This check is going to be way smaller. It varies. It's okay. It's okay. Because what you're going to do with that main check, after you calculate your take home pay, I want you to write all of your fixed expenses. And what fixed expenses are things like your rent, your car notes, your insurance, your cell phone bill. They're bills that are actually the same every month. Now, sometimes our utility bills vary, but you want to put those in the fixed income. You want to kind of like average it out, do a ballpark of how much they're usually. But me personally, I kind of put myself on a budget bill, and so I've been giving them like 200 to 150 a paycheck because the winter was rough here. It was freezing cold. Everything was going 24/7 just to keep the house warm. I live in a drafty little house that needs plastic on the windows. And I didn't do that this winter, but if I'm stuck in this house next year, this year, when it gets cold, I trust and believe I'm gonna plastic up these windows because my gas bill was I owe like $700. So what I'm doing is paying like a couple hundred or what I can every paycheck until it goes down. My electric bill, that's a fixed bill. Um, my water bill is every 3 months. And so what I've started doing is putting like $25 to $50 a paycheck for that away. And I will talk to you about those cash envelopes later. But now we're focusing on the fixed expenses and your paycheck. You want to see exactly where your money is going. You want to prioritize all of your major bills and then you work from that. So make out a list, write every bill, and write when they are due. And so what you want to do is get you a calendar. If you don't have access to a calendar, which most of us do, either digital or paper. If you're having trouble with that, you can always go to the Dollar Tree. I know you got $1.25. So you want to get a calendar. And on that calendar, you write what bill is due on what day. You want to also write your paycheck, your paydays. And so how we establish to get ahead is once you get that calendar, you see all the bills when they're due. So every bill that is due in that time frame of your pay period, you want to pay that. So calculate, you calculate your budget. You calculate your pay. And once you get the calendar, you see what you have within that week or 2 weeks or however it is you get paid. Some people get paid monthly. So you've got to do all of the things. But me, I get paid every 2 weeks. And unfortunately, both of my jobs pay the same day. I would love for them to be 1 week here, 1 week here. But they're the same day. And what I do is I get that calendar and I go by what is due within that pay period. Those things you pay first. After you calculate how much all those bills are due and how much you have left, then we go to what is called variable expenses. And variable expenses are things like gas for your car, groceries for your house, pets, beauty. So beauty is a non-negotiable for me. I have short hair. You see this? It's growing out, but I have short hair and I prefer to get it done every 2 weeks. A variable expense for me. There's no negotiating. There's some things you do not have to negotiate. Don't neglect yourself all the way unless you have to until you get it together. I stopped getting my nails done. I used to love getting my nails done, get my hair done, get my nails done. Right now, the only thing I get done is my hair and my eyebrows. I can't be walking around here looking like Wolfman Jack. But I digress. I digress. What you do is after you total all your main bills, your fixed expenses, and see what you have left out of that pay period. Remember, we're using our calendar to track what is due within that pay period. So the money you have left, it goes to gas, groceries, pets if you have any, um, unexpected expenses, maybe, things for your home, such as laundry detergent, toilet paper, things like that. You want to calculate how much you usually spend on those. So create a budget for that. And so if you have any money left, maybe pay off a debt. Maybe it doesn't have to be a whole lot of debt. If you have credit cards, I want you to focus on the minimum payment except for one. One of them you need to pay a little bit extra just so you can get how do I explain it? Just so you can work towards get eliminating that debt. So you want to pay the minimum for like credit cards and then one of the lowest or the highest. The lowest would be the snowball method. And the highest, that means that's the one with the highest interest rate. And paying that down makes that payment way lower. So you either pick a side, debt snowball, that's when you take the smallest payments and you pay them off one by one. And then you take that extra money after you've paid it off and put it towards the next debt. List all your debts out in order of highest to lowest. You're either going to go from lowest to highest or from highest to lowest. Lowest to highest, debt snowball. Highest to lowest, avalanche. I know I might sound crazy, but this is a real channel. I'm not here to play games, save face, none of that. We're here. We're in a time right now where we go to work and we don't even know if we're going to be fired. The government is crazy. I don't want to talk politics, but if you are watching the news, people are going to work and they're getting fired. So you need to have a plan. So also, with any of that extra money, you need to work towards an emergency fund. And Dave Ramsey suggests, $1,000 to start. That was all fine until a, a few months ago. That $1,000 um, emergency fund, that sounded great. But right now, we need to have an emergency fund that can pay our bills for a few months because we do not know what is happening. I created a cash envelope system to where I put all the bills listed on an envelope. And so I put a little bit towards each one if I have the money. So that way I will at least be 1 month ahead of my bills. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm close to that first $1,000 emergency fund. But that started before all of this crisis. It's a crisis right now. So we've got our income down. We've subtracted our bills for that pay period. We've subtracted from the bills for the pay period, whatever you have left. We have subtracted our variables, our gas, our groceries, and with the groceries, listen to me now. The best way, I think, my personal opinion, the best way to save for groceries is write out a meal plan. You know what your family likes to eat. For instance, Taco Tuesday. Everybody likes tacos on Tuesday. You make a day for everything. I like Italian Monday, Taco Tuesday, Random Wednesday, Thursday. I always like chicken and vegetables. And Friday is more like a pizza day. Saturday is like find you something to eat. And then Sunday, I like to make a nice meal. I am using the Budget Mom Planner. I bought this thing last year and didn't use it. But this year, I'm using it. So there is a meal planner in here, and it's a calendar. I don't plan breakfast or lunch because I'm working and I usually miss breakfast. But I always have a protein shake on deck if I need it. But I'm kind of like intermittent fasting, so it doesn't bother me. The kid is at school and eats breakfast at school for now. Because if you've been watching TV, our our children's education, our children's meals are on the line. Their education is on the line. They might have to start being homeschooled. Just think about it. But right now, meal plan. And another thing that works for me, I take my meal plan and I go through my kitchen, I see what I have, and then that's how I come up with my grocery list. I then I have Kroger. I don't know what grocery store you have, but I shop at three stores. I shop at Kroger, I shop at Sam's because I still have that membership, and I shop at Aldi. So I make a list for Kroger, for Sam's, for Aldi, maybe Aldi. I don't usually make a list for Aldi. What I go to Aldi and get are like vegetables, fruits, and things like that. I don't do big at Aldi, but I do get like cheese and things like that. Nothing major. I have a budget for Aldi's for $100. Kroger's and Sam's, I mix that up for maybe $150 to $200 every paycheck. And so you write out what you want to eat. For instance, I have Sunday butter chicken, Monday Turkish pasta. So Wednesday we're gonna have fish and corn fritters. And if you don't know what to eat, go on like TikTok and all that. And when you see foods that you like, save them into a folder of recipes I want to try. And that is how you get your meal plan together and you go by what's on that meal plan and then you create your grocery list. Now here's where Kroger and Sam's comes in with your budget. You're going to get on the app and you're going to do maybe pickup or delivery. Everything that is on your shopping list, you put in the cart. This lets you know if you even go in the store how much money you're going to spend. You cannot go into the store blind. You can't do it because you're going to buy things that just look good to you. Definitely don't go to the store hungry. And I know you've heard that. But make your meal plan. Make your shopping list. Get on the apps, add what you have on your shopping list, and that lets you know exactly how much money your groceries will be. That's the smartest thing I taught myself, I swear. Because I was going over budget with my groceries every paycheck until I started using this method. So once you set your budget for groceries, you know how much and how less to spend. And if, a big if, after you do your variable expenses and your debts, whatever money you have left are are for sinking funds. And what sinking funds are I have like envelopes and I have birthdays, Christmas, grandkids, just things that I want to save up for so I don't have to worry about panicking when someone's birthday comes. I don't have enough money. When Christmas comes, I don't have enough money. So if you take, for instance, I put 25 to $50 a paycheck into my Christmas fund and also into the birthday fund. I even have an envelope for my car registration and tags, nursing license, and I only have to put about $5 in there every pay period. It's it can be simpler than you think. It's hard in the beginning, but you got this. You got this. They're not one and done. Budgets are not one and done. You've got to look at your bank account daily. I used to be so scared to look at my bank account because I was worried about what was being taken out. I was worried about being in the negative because I was in the negative a lot. Check your bank account daily. See where your money is going. And at the end of the month, if you're not using cash, which I highly recommend you do to get started with this journey because them debit cards are blind money. You're not seeing what you're spending when you're swiping. But when you go to the bank and you get cash and then you have that envelope for groceries and that money is gone, that means no more groceries until you get paid again. You have a fun envelope, you like to turn up, you like to do whatever. When that money is gone, the turn up is gone. You're going to have to find something fun that is free. You have to be strict with yourself and be realistic, especially in these times. And I hope that I don't sound harsh, and I hope that I've reached one person because this is real life. I'm not a fake influencer. I'm not going to tell you some fake stuff. I'm not going to throw a whole lot of money in your face. Yeah, I made $8,000 this month. No. After taxes, I've made four. And my bills are about 3,000 or more. So I have to take what is left and do what it has to do. I hope you've learned a lot from this video. And if you like this type of content, please come back for more. Subscribe to my channel. And that is it for this week's, what you want to call this, y'all? Reality check? We need a reality check in. If you want to see my budget and how I do it, I will put it up. If you want to go live and budget together, we can do that. If you stuck around this long for this video, leave a heart. And there might be a lovely surprise for you. There might be a lovely surprise that will help you on your budget journey. Because one thing that I did is I bought a lot of things that I didn't need, and now I'm ready to give them away to someone that needs them. So if you've made it this far in the video, leave a heart. I have special surprises for you. Thank you for watching, and listen to what I said. And I hope I've helped you. Bye.